Welcome in, soccer fans, to the season finale for Oakland County FC's 2024 USL 2 campaign. Thanks for clicking in and tuning in on the We Are Soccer YouTube channel. It is a glorious, warm, sunny Sunday afternoon in Royal Oak, Michigan. And we have a fun one in store, a little bit of counter-programming to another big-time soccer game happening in the world's game, really. Oakland County FC welcoming in Kalamazoo FC for the final game in the 2024 calendar for the Great Lakes Division in general. All 8 teams in the division having completed 14 games on the schedule, barring the 2 on display today. Oakland County FC taking on Kalamazoo FC in the 14th and final game of the season. You see in front of you Royal Oak High School Stadium. Teams completing the final few moments of their pre-match warm-ups. Both teams rocking purple and kind of a little bit of an air of an exhibition game here with Oakland County FC locked into the 5th position and Kalamazoo FC still with a little bit to prove and improvement possible. With a win today, Kalamazoo FC can leapfrog AFC Ann Arbor into that 3rd place. The Flint City Bucks and Midwest United way out ahead in the division, locking up those 2 playoff spots for the USL2 Great Lakes Division. How's it going, folks? My name is Robert Kerr. Happy to be with you on the call alongside the Oakland County FC stream team, broadcasting live here on We Are Soccer. We are about 10 minutes away from kickoff, so we'll give you a rundown of today's starters. For the home team, young goalkeeper getting an opportunity, number 9, Quentin Ubaidi. And then we have in the defense for the hometown Oakland County FC, selection by head coach Steve Walker in his final game of his first season. He's got the backup goalie Quentin Ubaidi in goal starting today, his 2nd start in the purple of county. In the back line, Evan Combs, number 5, rocking the number 4, Carson Balag, number 10, Rocco Galati, and the young sensation from Pontiac, Michigan, getting his 3rd start, 6th appearance, is number 2, Christian Wilson, a stalwart in defensive midfield and most probably his last game in the purple of county. An absolute hero defending that back line, number 6, Kai Yamazaki, Japan native. He's graduated from Tiffin University and he's exploring grad school college in the fall. His college teammate in his first year for County, Jazinho Elgaro. Zinho's played a great season, and he's played in every single game so far. And he'll start again in the midfield this time. 11, young Justin Castle, Jaguars product, played in their MLS Next, getting his 5th appearance and 2nd start of the season. And up front, he got a goal on Friday against Union Macomb. It's number 14, Alex Markovsky. He'll want to get another goal or 2 before the end of the season, before he heads out to Western Michigan University in the fall. And playing probably his last game for County, number 7, Shui Makuka, the Zambia native, also a Tiffin University graduate. He lit it up earlier in the week on the road in Michiana, adding to his goal total, including probably the game of the season. He's got 3 on the year. And then rounding up the starting lineup for Oakland County FC for this final game of the season, number 18, Joseph Pulushai, young Shelby Township native, going to Linwood University in the fall, rounding up the starting lineup for County on this toasty July 14th afternoon. For the visitors, Kalamazoo FC looking for a W to get that 3rd place spot. In goal, Ramon Ferrari Samanasi getting his 5th start today. And then there's Evan Pollins Voigt, Xander Crooks, Martin O'Toole, Duarte Ramos, Kabiro Gafar, Owen Smith, Pepe Martinez, Grayson Mercer, Asher Barnes, Donovan Phillip rounding out that Kalamazoo starting lineup. And most notably on the bench for Kalamazoo FC, Oakland County FC stalwart Mike Malorani on the bench for what could be his final game in USL 2 lineup. There's only 2 on the bench for the visitors, so we will more than likely be treated with an appearance from Big Mike, wearing the number 21 today. Kalamazoo has a very international look to them, with multiple Brazilians, a New Zealander, a Canadian, and plenty of stateside talent as well. Martin O'Toole joins Kalamazoo from Chicago, whereas Owen Smith, a New Zealander, doing big things for Oakland University nearby, and the leading scorer and someone that County are going to have to really watch out for, Donovan Phillip. He did well for Oakland University in the fall, and he's kept that momentum going this season, scoring 8 goals and getting an assist in 13 matches. So County are going to have to watch out for the number 8. County's record on the season, 4-7-2, scoring 15 goals and conceding 22, leading to a very rare negative score differential for Oakland County, usually on the plus side, but resting at a -7 going into the final game. And then Coach Shane Lyons and Kalamazoo FC coming into this game with a 7-3-3 record, scoring 19 times, or with a plus 19 goal difference, scoring 33 goals and conceding just the 14. We've got a big inflatable ball rolling across the field. I feel like there might be some hijinks in this final game of the season. Any ideas or silliness that fans might have had in hand would have to be executed today if it's going to happen at all. And we got about 5 minutes and some change until kickoff, so I think it's an appropriate time to welcome my broadcast partner for the day and brother in soccer fandom, Luke Zagorski, into the booth. How's it going, Luke? And what are you hoping to see on this final game day of 2024?
Good afternoon, Rob. I'm just hoping to see my boys one last time go out on their swords and put in a good performance to carry into next year. The second half of the season especially has just really been all about blooding the youngsters, getting some fresh new faces in, giving them some good game minutes, getting them some higher level coaching or more higher level coaching, and seeing what pieces we can put in place for next season. It hasn't been the season that a lot of us hoped, but there have been some really, really, really bright spots. And if we can pull some stuff together the last game of the season and make an indelible memory to finish things off heading into next year, I'd take that. Other than that, nice sunny day. Missing the England game for this, Rob?
Yeah. Showing all the folks in attendance today, true Oakland County FC super fans, because general soccer fans probably have their eye on the television, watching the game coming from Berlin, Germany, and been a England I guess viewers probably half supporter of England since 1996, so it'll be interesting to see if they were able to do better than they did in 1996. I had a tear or two when they lost to Germany in penalties way back then. Let's see if they do any better against a very, very impressive Spain side that most folks consider the best in the tournament. They've been dominating and exciting. England have dominated in the results, but not necessarily to the entertaining scale that Spain has. But the game in front of us here at Royal Oak High School Stadium in suburban Detroit, about 20 minutes north of the city itself. We should have a good one, and hopefully some goals. The fans get to pop off the purple smoke that they might have in reserve and really get to enjoy themselves. Kalamazoo battling for that third place position. The division really dominated. Flint City Bucks and Midwest United really ran away with the division. As we're joined in the booth by club co-owner Nick Marana. who had a child, his first child, following the game last week. Congrats, Pops.
I heard it. I heard. I heard she got christened Harriet Kane. I heard that's what she was named. Is that true, Rob?
I am not familiar with that. That's not the name that I heard, but
No,
Nick Marana amongst those in the OCFC family, celebrating some new members, some new fans coming in to the fold.
Absolutely.
Like I was saying, though, before we were joined by Nick in the booth, Flint City Bucks and Midwestern United just ran away with the Great Lakes Division here in USL Division II this season. If you look at the points totals, AFC Ann Arbor, the closest at this point, and then if Kalamazoo gets the win, they're still 4 points behind that second-place spot. So really the class of the division. Oakland County FC looking for their 5th win on the season. A good 5th win would probably put at least a consolation prize on the season. That kind of went from reloaded to rebuilding, I would say, here in 2024. Kalamazoo looking to leapfrog AFC Ann Arbor with a win today. This is the final match of Great Lakes Division, all other teams in the division having played all 14 of their regular season matches. This is the final regular season match in USL2 Great Lakes Division. Oakland County FC hosting Kalamazoo FC, battle of the two purple teams here in the division. The time's ticking away, getting closer and closer to kickoff. See the team starting to leave the locker rooms to our right. They'll have to weave their way across the concourse and down under the grandstand here at Royal Oak High School. And then it'll be presented by the player walkout. Last week we were treated by a striker, the World Cup 1994 mascot. Luke, you were in the mix with Stryker. Was that some fun last weekend here?
Yeah, it really was. Just to reiterate that point, that mascot that attended our game last weekend legitimately was one of the actual mascots for the USA 94 World Cup at the Pontiac Silverdome. I don't want to disclose his real name here, but he is a huge soccer fan, very well known in this town, and that was the actual mascot outfit, costume, whatever we're calling it, and the young man inside was actually there in 1994, cheering on Alexi Lalas, Tab Ramos, and the rest of the gang in person. I hope he's washed the suit since then. That's all I can say.
Yeah, it was a warm, toasty day, but Stryker, the World Cup 1994 mascot, it was fun to have that. You know, that was a high point in American soccer lore. And that suit and that gentleman was the mascot in all the events leading up to it and the games across Michigan and Ohio.
Yeah, funny story, Rob, real quick. They just let him have the suit after the event. I don't think that would be likely to happen these days. I think there'd be a lot of monetary value and a lot of kitsch value attached to a mascot outfit like that these days. I think that suit would be worth a lot of money in today's currency, but they just, back then in 94, when soccer was still in relative infancy in this country, they were just like, hey, just keep it. Thanks for showing up.
I wonder if super soccer history nerds like Pablo Maurer and the like would want to put that in a museum or something if they saw that on the timeline. But we're just a moment or two away from the teams coming out onto the field. We'll run through starters one more time as with the public address announcer. But my name's Robert Kerr alongside Luke Sigorski here at Royal Oak High School Stadium for the USL2 Great Lakes Division final game of the 2024 schedule. Hopefully, fans get to pop the smoke and celebrate as much as possible. And we're getting the thumbs up, and here come the players. And hopefully, weather not too much of a factor. I mean, obviously, there's not going to be any rain or anything like that, but it is a steamy one, 88 degrees here at kickoff, and there's an outside chance of some lightning and thunder right near the end of our 90 minutes, so around 5 o'clock or so, chance of thunderstorms. So hopefully, if there is lightning in the area, everyone just puts the blinders on and pretends like it doesn't happen, and we can finish this game in normal time. Because if England versus Spain goes to extra time, maybe we can pop that on real quick. But here come the players getting lined up for the anthem. And we'll roll through the starters here for today's game with our public address announcer.
And your Oakland County football.
We'll start with the visitors, Kalamazoo FC, Ramon Simonassi, number 29, Evan Voigt, 16, Xander Crooks. Number 19 for Kalamazoo, Martin O'Toole. Number 4, Duarte Ramos. Number 12, Kabiro Gafar. Number 8, Owen Smith. Number 10, Pepe Martinez. Number 18, Grayson Mercer. 14, Asher Barnes. Number 9, Asher Barnes. Number 9, the Danger Man, Donovan Phillip, with 8 goals on the season. Short bench for Kalamazoo with county legend Mike Melorani and Giuseppe Vitale on the bench.
And here are the starters for your Oakland County football.
Oakland County FC, young goalkeeper Quentin Ubaidi getting his second start for OCFC. In the back line, we got number 5, Evan Combs. Number 4, Carson Bellag, the captain. Possibly his last game in County Purple. Number 10, Rocco Galati. And the young Pontiac native Christian Wilson, who's been fantastic, having scored 2 goals already in his county career. Possibly the player of the season, number 6, Kai Yamazaki, is back for possibly his final game for county. Number 13, Zinho Ogaro. Number 11, young Justin Castle getting another opportunity for Coach Steve Walker. And then up front, number 14, Alec Markovsky. Hopefully he can add to his total after scoring on Friday night. Number 7, Chewy Makuka. He got a pair earlier in the week away at Michiana. And leading the line, number 18, Joseph Pulashai for county. So some young, exciting players in purple on this final match of the 2024 Oakland County FC season. And we are going to be presented colors by the Civil Air Patrol, and then eventually we will bow our heads in respect for the national anthem.
Gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please rise. Gentlemen, please remove your caps, as tonight's colors are being presented by the Civil Air Patrol Cadet Van Dyke Squadron.
The Cadet Van Dyke Squadron of the Civil Air Patrol presenting the colors here this afternoon. As we wait for colors, remind you, you are watching USL 2 League action on We Are Soccer YouTube channel. My name is Robert Kerr alongside Luke Zagorski here for Oakland County FC's final game of the 2024 season. Kalamazoo looking to leapfrog AFC Ann Arbor today with a win, trying to get that 3rd spot, the highest non-playoff qualifying spot in Oakland County, looking for their 5th win of the season.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Pre-game ceremony complete. It is now time for game time action. Oakland County FC taking on the visiting Kalamazoo Football Club in the final game of USL 2 Great Lakes Division regular season. The most ardent and loyal supporters are in the house. We've even got visitors from out of state here for this game. Short bench for Kalamazoo, just the two on there. It's been 2 weeks since their final or a previous game. They fell 4-3 in a very dramatic game, and that was 2 weeks ago now, the 29th of June. They were up 3-2 up in Atwood Stadium. Two late, painful goals saw the Bucks. Pretty much that sealed the deal for any challengers to catch the Bucks there, as Kalamazoo have been very strong this season. You almost feel for them, having 7 wins on the season and missing out on the playoffs. Kalamazoo have been very successful in this division, having won back-to-back divisions not too long ago. Had a bit of a down season last year, but have bounced back well in 2024. They won the division in both 21 and 22. We're going to have to watch out. They are free scoring, having scored 33 times in this 13 games played so far. So free scoring. In comparison, Oakland County, the home team today, only netting 15 times. So that scoring tally way down in 2024. One of the challenges Coach Steve Walker has faced, there's been big turnover in the players, but it has been encouraging as the season's progressed. We have found a very exciting young flock of talent, but at the end of the season, we'll also see a good portion of the veterans move on as well. You were saying it's going to be the last time we see quite a few of your favorite players, right, Luke?
Unfortunately, yeah, I can think of at least two. Kai Yamazaki attends Tiffin University, and he's been an absolute stalwart. He's been ever present in front of the defense, in that defensive midfield holding role for almost every minute of the last 2 seasons, and he's done incredibly well.
I think he has not actually been subbed out the entire season. If he makes it through this, I believe he will have played every minute of the USL 2 League season.
Not entirely sure where this club would be without him this year, Rob, honestly. Same applies to last year to a lesser extent, but this year he's been such an important linchpin in the middle, and we all know it, and we really, really, really appreciate what he's been able to do to the club, for the club since being here. Also, no less of accomplishment at all, but Chewy Makuka is probably not going to be able to come back next year as well due to his own educational ambitions. He's been fantastic out on the wing last year and this year as well. An absolutely wonderful young gentleman. Pleasure to watch as well. Plays with a big smile on his face. Plays the right way and with a lot of heart. And it's going to be wrenching to see those guys go. There may or may not be a couple of other players that don't join the roster again next year as well. We're not sure, but yeah, it's going to be tough to see these guys leave.
So the season finale for 2024 is underway. The ball is rolling. Coach Steve Walker utilizing 4-2-3-1 at the beginning of this, as he has throughout the season. Zinho getting pushed into the middle of the park with the emergence of young Christian Wilson at that right fullback position. Looking for some goals up front from young Joseph Pulishai. Linden University Collegiate looking for a goal on the season.
Rob, where is Linden University? I'm not, as you can probably tell, viewers, I'm not exactly a Michigan native here, and I'm still finding my feet when it comes to some of the perhaps smaller schools in the country. So do we know anything about?
And that's a long-range effort, pinged off the post. Young Quinton Ubaidi was soaring to his right-hand side, might have got a touch to it to put that onto the crossbar, but shots fired here, and great little turn there by Castle. He's got options to his left, turns, picks up Chewy Makuka. He scored twice earlier in the week. Here's Markovsky, left-footed strike, and that's over the bar. And we are not even 90 seconds into this match, and both sides have put on some big shots towards the frame of the goal as we see some familiar friends. The Melaranis in the house just in front of us here in the press box. But the visitors pinging it off the crossbar, and then County come down the other way and sail one just over the bar. Exciting stuff here to start this game, and this might be an action-packed one here, Luke.
Fantastic chances on both sides. It was an absolute ripper from the big Kalamazoo number 9 there. Not entirely sure if young Quinton in goal had that one covered, but it did some damage to that crossbar. I think that's going to have to be checked for integrity. And then Markovsky, lovely first touch to move the ball into some space and get a shot off himself. Not quite as on target, but it shows the intent.
Zinho playing in the middle of the park, but largely played at right back this season. Playing alongside his collegiate teammate in the middle, in the defensive midfield role. Here's Chewy. Finds it to Captain Rocco here on the left-hand side. But amongst the bright spots for County is the emergence of number 11, but here come Kalamazoo down the right-hand side. Here's Mercer, one-on-one with Combs, trying to get on his right foot. Narrow angle, deflected by Combs. Well done. In his appearances, Evan Combs has been very solid, and he's good on the ball, as is this player, Christian Wilson, who's got 2 goals as a fullback already. A youngster, not even out of high school yet. And there is a bit of a difference in experience levels between these two sides. As here's another youngster. Here's Justin Castle. He had a nice turn to start that counterattack a few moments ago. Down the right-hand side, fed to Chewy Makuka. That was a nicely weighted ball there, just rolled right in front of the winger.
Rob, both teams have come to play. Let's say, get that out of the way right now. Both teams have come to play.
But surely this pace can't continue. It is 88 degrees here in Metro Detroit. You think it's hotter on the turf as Zinho tried to go baseline and center across, but he's shepherded out of bounds by the Kalamazoo back line.
So much youth in this team, Rob, and that's kind of what the second half of this year has been all about, is getting some youngsters, mainly from the much-vaunted Varda Academy in the southeast Detroit area, which is where Coach Steve Walker himself has got most of his coaching familiarity from recently. He's picking the cream of the crop from that organization, bringing them in and seeing if they belong at this level. And honestly, the vast majority of the guys who have come in and trained with the club definitely belong.
Kalamazoo coming down this left-hand side. Christian Wilson slips and covers the runner, though. That one's towards Phillip, lays it back, goes around a couple players, laid it off, and that finds the back of the net. Expertly worked on the top of the box. And that is Owen Wilson, the New Zealander, the Oakland University striker, puts that into the back of the net, and Kalamazoo draw first blood early here.
Kalamazoo scores.
1-0.
Nice goal, good finish, bit of a wedding crasher. If you get the reference, Rob. Owen
Spoiling
Wilson.
the party? Oh, I've heard of that movie.
There you go. I'm not a huge Owen Wilson fan, but nice goal. The defense, the Oakland County defense were more or less in the right position at the right time, but just couldn't quite get a body in the way. There was one too many touches for the OCFC back four to handle.
When you saw Christian Wilson slip there, you knew it was trouble, but that back and forth 1-2 give and go at the top of the. And Smith spelled trouble, and they execute. 1-0 for the visiting side here on Sunday afternoon.
Side note on young Christian Wilson, Rob. Yes, he's 17. He's a native of Pontiac, and I believe he's the first native of Pontiac that's really had a meaningful presence in the OCFC squad to any recent degree whatsoever. But fun fact is that nobody really knows where his best position is right now. He's a really, really, really good football player. He's comfortable at centre back, full back, on the wing. Could probably put him up front to some great effects because he's got a great run on him.
Here's Barnes trying to get around Combs. Combs does it well, shoulders him away, earns his team a goal kick. They were under some pressure there, and the young defender did quite well. The combination between Mercer here. That bouncing ball mystifies Yamazaki just for a moment. He collects, plays it wide to Captain Rocco Galati. Here's Castle. He's got a nice turn on him. A little burst of speed, too. Here's Markovsky. Gets a received return ball, but maybe didn't have to play that ahead for Makuka as that was red. But here's Zinho getting back on the ball. Tries to poke it up to Pelushai, but it's coming the other way. The very dangerous Phillips, who assisted on that opening goal. Leading scorer of the team, left-footed shot, and that one's easy for Ubeidi. But it's as quick as that from defense to offense. Quick as a whistle, and you think Quinton Ubeidi might be busy here this afternoon if the defense and the attack are in the favor of Kalamazoo to this degree throughout the game. Warm in the press box. No breeze coming through here. 88 degrees air temperature. Probably feels like a frying pan down on the playing surface.
Rob, as a friend and a colleague, I would suggest staying hydrated while we're in the booth together today.
Yes, it's one of those days. And that one almost cut out. That pass intended for Wilson gets by the pressing Kalamazoo defender. Back to Beatty. His defenders trusting in him to play. Here's Galati in some space, but that skims off of his head. Unable to bring that under his control. Galati, such a loyal servant of the club, played a ton of minutes these last 2 seasons. He's in his graduate student stage of his career. We'll see where his future lies. But if players like Christian Wilson and Justin Castle and Braden Stevanovic, who's on the bench today, if they all return, that kind of makes those positives we're discussing become true. If they move on to another squad, we're kind of grasping at straws as for positivities on the year.
Rob,
you feel these squads that we face in the Great Lakes Division are just getting stronger and stronger. If you look at the top 4 between the Bucks, Midwest United, AFC Ann Arbor, and Kalamazoo, these teams are loaded top to bottom, just not only with top level, their starting players, but they can rotate through the season and still have studs in their lineup. It's not the team that they started the season off with. It's really impressive, and it's been a bit of an arms race in this division.
Just like at any other level of football, Rob, it's not about having 11 contributing players. It's about having 15,
20.
16, 17. As a club, Oakland County have maybe fallen a little bit short in prior years. We don't have the squad depth that some other organizations that have wider reaching resources far more than OCFC do.
Mercer lays it back here. There's a lot of runners up here. Kalamazoo hungry for goals. You can see why they're beyond the 30-goal mark on the season. There was 4 or 5 players in and around the box there. Very quickly, I might add. They can get up and down the field here. And that one skips by Pelushai.
Rob, I'd like to see Pelushai play a little bit more centrally. He is a number 9 after all, and I'd like. There's not a criticism on him whatsoever. I think he's having to drift out wide to get a sniff of the ball, but I'd love to see him as a little bit more of a powerhouse figurehead right in the middle, playing as a true number 9, true target man, if you will.
We have seen some positional fluidity, especially in the attacking areas this season from Coach Steve Walker. There's possible that, him and Markovsky could flip around from the left and central, possibly, if that is to their advantage or is deemed to their advantage.
I can definitely see Markovsky having to put in a really long shift today, simply because there aren't a plethora of options on the bench for either number 9 or that left-sided midfield spot. So I'm not sure. I'll have to wait and see. But I do not envy any of these young men having to put in a 90-minute shift today, 90-plus minute shift today in this heat, Rob. I'm sure you agree.
Yeah, I'm sure that field feels like a frying pan. As really brave tackle there by Justin Castle. No whistle there, though. I thought he did enough to get between the ball and the defender and collect some collected some contact there, but I like that aggression, even though he wasn't rewarded with the whistle. If you're just joining, season finale, last match of the calendar for this division. All 14 of their games as Galati gets into the box. Surrounded visitors, though, and his centering. Ramon Ferrari. Native Brazil. Multiple Brazilian Kalamazoo side.
Virginia.
I believe so.
Nothing hokey about
at all. And the player I mentioned pregame, having coming from England, got the goal there. Owen Smith scoring in the 5th. As here comes Phillip, the danger man. Plays it wide to left. And that heavy touch will let Ubaidi get in on that. That was number 12 on the left-hand side, Kabiro Ghaffar, Indianapolis native. Looked to be in on goal, but really heavy first touch. And got to really be aware of that danger from Donovan Phillips. He was slicing and dicing through the middle of the county defense. Had plenty to pick from. He chose left, and teammate not able to execute and get anything on goal, to the relief of the county faithful.
He reminds me a little bit of Oakland County alum Keith Larson in the fact that he's big.
And here's a
and
marauding
strong.
run from Alec Markovsky, looking for the run of Justin Castle. He earns a free kick in a very dangerous area, and a yellow card to number 29, Evan Voigt.
Markovsky looks to be struggling, Rob. He's struggling with that, maybe the outside of his right thigh. Got up very, very gingerly indeed there.
He landed on his backside quite heavily. We will have a great view, though, if one of these county players is able to apply the right strike here. County would love to get an equalizer. About 15 minutes in here.
Something curling nice and outward away from the goal.
Maybe they have something clever. I'd love to see a short ball to Justin Castle here to go in between the wall and the mob of players, and that's a left-footed strike, and that would have had to be absolutely brilliant to find that top corner, and that's high wide and not at all handsome. Yeah, that hits those fine pines behind this goal to the north end of the field here at Royal Oak High School Stadium. I would have at least liked Markovsky with his right foot just to even present the threat of a right-footed strike.
Absolutely.
But a sneaky little ball to Castle there. No one was really paying attention to him, to the side of the box. As this is a long floater up the middle. Combs, or Balag rather, able to deal with that. Nice turn from Yamazaki. Gets the ball back, plays it wide to Markovsky. Love to get him in the flow. And his floating ball far too close and out of reach for the attacking Chui Makuka. And Simon Ossie able to catch that easily. Catching practice. And gobble that up. Castle looking like a threat, intercepting that ball. One thing on his mind, trying to get that on goal.
Undersized little attacking midfielder, local boy. Does that remind you of anybody, Rob?
Yep, it does. The formerly ever-present Kevin Buka, I think you're referring to. We've definitely missed that engine and technical skill and just never say die attitude. Would love to see young number 11 Justin Castle turn into a Kevin Buka level player.
That would be incredible.
Justin Castle coming to us from the MLS Next Academy for the Jaguars.
Oh, look at that touch, Rob.
And that was Shuey trying to poke it ahead from Markovsky, but here's Castle on the ball. Driving at that back line. Spun around, though. No whistle. That was some swarming defense from KZFC, as there is a player in purple down in that Royal Oak Ravens center circle. Is it Belag or Palushai?
Palushai. The number 9. I don't know. I didn't quite notice what happened. He's limping a little bit on his right-hand side.
Braden Stefanovic played a lot of minutes, is on the bench, so if one of these attacking players, there's a swap for at least one of them on the bench.
Braden Stefanovic, 17 years old. Christian Wilson, 17 years old. How old is Castle, Rob?
At least that young.
Indeed. So a lot of hope for the future, Rob. If they're playing copacetically in this team at the age of 17 today, what are they going to do next year or the year after? A lot of hope for the future for this club. Hasn't been the season that a lot of the Purple Bleeders would have hoped, but there's a lot of hope on the horizon. It's a big county. There's a lot of talent, and we know, and this club is aware of all of it.
In any part of a football club, there's many facets to it. I mean, I think there's been some new members to the supporters club added, some new coaches brought into the fray, match day experiences surpassing those of all of our opponents in the division, live music, kids zone, bounce houses, face painting, free pizzas awarded, and a great supporters atmosphere with the Elmwood Elite and the others coming and supporting each and every game, and plenty of supporter culture going around. Just need to apply all that and get the results on the field, and it's a full, complete package. But we maintain Oakland County football match days, the best live entertainment in Oakland County. And this isn't the final event. And one more calendar event for county supporters, those Purple Bleeders, as you referred to them as, the staff versus supporters game, annual tradition. And this is the 4th year doing it. The Tim Ponser Memorial Cup being battled for at the end of the month. The staff members of the club get to have some fun, play a game against the supporters. Always a great curtain dropper. This county look to build something on the edge of the Kalamazoo box. Kind of bouncing around, couldn't bring it under control fully. And Yamazaki is sidestepped, and thankfully, that pass not accurate. Looking for Mercer on this right-hand side of the attack. County able to keep a lot of players ahead of the ball now. Castle making a run to the left. Galati doesn't like his options. This is where County needs some runs in behind here. Stretch out the defense. Kalamazoo able to just sit on everybody at the moment. Nice little flick. Pulishai plays it out to Christian Wilson. Wilson floats it in. Nobody there in the middle. Joe Markovsky was a few steps ahead, but great win by Zinho. Gets the return pass. Zinho, he's offside. Unfortunately, didn't look offside from our vantage point, but that flag came up very confidently on the far side. Nice little combination in the box for County, but just a step offside, unfortunately.
Rob, if he was offside, it must have been by no more than the width of a yogurt pot, because honestly, that was a lovely little 1-2 give-and-go move there. Lovely, lovely, lovely.
Zinho, Blueshai, Makuka, all in and around the area. Good to see young Christian Wilson get into the attack from his fullback position.
Folks, make sure you head
You don't want to see him get caught ahead of the ball, though. And here's Phillip.
check out all the OCFC apparel.
Good defense there by Belag.
Jerseys and more are available.
He's got his hands full, but did well in that moment.
Up to date with all things OCFC. Follow
See
us
the
on Facebook.
Elmwood Elite supporters down to our right-hand side with a new toy. It sounds like a semi-truck horn.
It is a
Being
train horn mounted to an electric drill, Rob, a cordless electric drill. It is extremely loud and obnoxious, and I'm here for it.
And shout out to everyone tuned in at home. Not every Oakland County FC supporter can make it to all these matches, so I want to give a tip of the hat to all those watching all the games at home, including super supporter and wife of the coach, Tracy Walker. Thank you for tuning in on We Are Soccer. As Kalamazoo build down this left-hand side. And even though they only had 3 driving into the box, the threat is real. Mercer, Phillip, and Barnes, dangerous up there. And Smith, rather. Phillip, Mercer, and Smith. Barnes is more of a fullback position, but he got involved earlier in the attack.
Going back to your shout-out, Rob. Tracy, how are you, love? Hope you're doing well, Chuck.
That's dangerous there, and Phillip finds the back of the net. That one looped over Ubaidi. No flag, and that will count. That is 2-0. Donovan Phillip showing that danger, and that's 2-0 for the visitors.
Kalamazoo scores.
Just superior forward play right in the middle, Rob. Nothing that we can really criticize that centre-back partnership for. They've come in and they've done wonderfully this year, but, you know,
Kalamazoo goal scored in the 23rd minute.
sometimes better is better than good, and that was the case there with that header.
And we identified some of those danger men up front, and Donovan Phillip, the leading scorer, definitely dangerous as he gets his 9th of the season. 2-0 for the visiting Kalamazoo Football Club. The away match was a difficult outing for County, and Kalamazoo proving to be a difficult matchup once again here today. 2-0 within the first 25 minutes. Kalamazoo looking for the 3 points to leapfrog AFC Ann Arbor and get into that 3rd position.
I was just saying, Rob, the number 9 for Kalamazoo, Donovan Phillip, he big, strong guy, just as strong as he is quick, and reminds me a little bit of Kalamazoo, former Kalamazoo and Oakland County player Keith Larson, who is now in Europe, about to embark on a professional soccer journey. But you know, Larson was an interesting guy because he was big and strong enough to be able to hold the ball up as a traditional striker, but he was also quick enough to maybe play out wide or just be that swashbuckler up front who can just run and eventually find a gap somewhere.
Flashes of, if you were to make that, you know, all humans are different, but player comparison to someone that might be known to the masses, maybe a Luis Diaz sort of a comparison might be in there. Someone big and strong and fast, can play centrally or off the left, as Kalamazoo pressing for another. Here's Phillip, the goal scorer, returns the pass and thwarted of 3 by Ubaidi. Slicing and dicing in Kalamazoo. And they're hungry for more goals. You can see why they've scored 33, now actually 35 after their tallies today. And looking for more here as those diagonal balls and those 1-2 combinations. And it looked like the number 12 for the visitors, Gafar, was going to make it 3, but Ubaidi held his ground well and kept it to 2. The goal was gaping for him there, and he's in again. Gafar, the county box. A couple purple shirts around him. Phillip now. And still can't get the ball off of him. Now, back. Phillip again rolls off his toe, though. Brings down to him, and County able to get out of their own half, perhaps. Have to spend some time on 10 minutes. Markowski holding off the defenders well there. There was a couple nips at him, and he stayed on. Ball deflected and comes back to Combs. Here's Yamazaki. Plays it to Zinho. Not a lot of options here for Belag, and he has to chip it down the line and out of play. Some frustration early, though. Don't want to get too out of your concentration zone. Young Christian Wilson there banging the ball off the fence. Don't want to get angry too quickly, but maybe that sparks a reaction. Maybe that is something that they need to get some emotion going, to maybe make some hard tackles and get the energy up for the home team.
Well, you know, sometimes young defenders, especially young defenders who are, perfectly capable of playing further up the field, sometimes they have a propensity to maybe forget that the defenders temporarily and try to push up a little bit further than is necessary. And Mr. Wilson is a heck of a young player and an absolutely fine young gentleman, but I'd love to see him stick to his post a little bit and perhaps not try to venture forward against the likes of Donovan Phillip and
Gaffar, Mercer.
The number 12, indeed, yes.
Elmwood Elite trying to do their part to get the spirit up here for the home team. Some purple smoke in the air to try to spark something.
Speaking of a spark, Rob, there's an unconfirmed sighting of former Oakland County legend August Hunter in the crowd.
Oh. County favorite is Pulashai. Tries to get a shot on target, but the Kalamazoo defense able to do enough to take the danger out of that. And there's an offside whistle. I'll take this opportunity to let you know about title sponsor, Diversified Members Credit Union, one of the best sponsors we could have asked for. Diversified Members Credit Union, your local credit union. Upgrade your life from kitchens, weddings, vacations, and more. They'll help make it real. Visit the DMCU tent in the pavilion during the match if you're here. If not, check them out online. Diversified Members Credit Union. Thank you for being with us. Very consistent, stalwart of a sponsor, Diversified Members Credit Union.
Wonderful folks, wonderful supporters and partners of this club. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people.
You're throwing on the far side for the home team. If you're just joining us, it is 2-0 for the visiting Kalamazoo FC, looking to secure the third place spot here in the Great Lakes Division of USL League 2. Final game of the 2024 calendar. You're watching here on We Are Soccer, and it looks like it is a hydration break. It is a hot, steamy one.
This is an official timeout for hydration. And we'll take this moment and let you know about our sponsors. We have Diversified Members Credit Union, your local credit union. Upgrade your life from kitchen.
So half an hour in here.
Will help make it
Goals
real.
scored by Kalamazoo's Owen Smith in the 5th minute. And then leading scorer Donovan Phillip added another in the 23rd minute, leading to 2-0 scoreline after 30 minutes. Looking across, taking a moment now, taking my first check here, and it looks like the game in Berlin is 0-0.
What game, Rob?
So far, so good.
What game is that? It's another game today.
Yeah, we are producing counter content for the European Championships. As it is a hot, steamy one, 89 degrees. You should go down there and do the boil an egg challenge down on the pitch.
Guarantee I could boil an egg on that grass.
Very best birthday, and we know that deep down in your heart, you love OCFC.
County fans having some fun. I see some balloon animals. I see some flags. Some the Elmwood Elite supporters have some flags. I'm sure they'll be gifting to the players after the game, a Japanese flag for number 6, Kai Yamazaki. If he completes this game, we'll have played every minute of the game. And then Chui Makuka, the flag of Zambia. I'm not sure. I'm a bit of a flag nut, but I don't know how many times I've seen the Zambian flag out in the wild.
Yeah, it's a tough spot. Luckily, readily available on Amazon, overnight delivery. $6.99, best $6.99 we ever spent as a club. Zambian flag.
An inflatable ball, an air horn, all sorts of toys to play out without here. As we're back underway after our mandated high touch of the game, number 11 tries to go it alone, left-footed strike, but some solid defending there, followed him the whole way, and able to stick his boot out to knock that away.
Do you know what, Rob? I've changed my mind. Justin Castle is not the new Kevin Booker at all. He's the new Leo Messi. I've said it.
That little touch to get over and around the defender. Beautiful stuff here in Royal Oak. It is young Castle to take what seems like probably the first corner of the game for County. And our referee saw some argy-bargy in the box. He blows it dead, doesn't let him take the County corner just yet. No County cheers coming here, which I'm to my surprise. And we're going to do it again. Here's Castle to take into the box. Far post headed away from Yamazaki. That was well defended by Kalamazoo.
Need to go back a few minutes, Rob, if I may. Argy-bargy.
Hey, how else would you describe some rough and tumble in the box?
Flim-flam.
Definitely some flim-flam in amongst that argy-bargy. All right, Zinho plays it back to Scott Bellag, who, like Combs, has done quite well. Coming in defense. Long ball floated beautifully to young Justin Castle. He's got Rocco Gladi outside him. He doesn't need him. He cuts inside. Plays it to Markovsky. Touch to Pulishai, who's chopped down.
Oh, my goodness.
And can't believe that they didn't play advantage. The ball went to a County player in the box, and they pulled it back for a free kick outside of the box. The referee's been fine so far, but don't agree with that one.
Ditto. End of story.
That was a nice moment. Justin Castle really starting to lead the way in the attacking thrust for the men in purple. And it led to a nice layoff from Pulishai, chopped down, drew a foul. But, I mean, that ball went to, was it Zinho or Chewy in the box? But we won't see what happens with the outcome of that. Hopefully they put two players over this free kick. Didn't maximize their opportunity last time in a similar position. We're into the 35th minute here, down 2. You really want to maximize opportunities like this.
Might be Alec Markovsky's turn. He's also a left footer. He's sizing it up. Rocco lurking in the area as well, pretending not to be interested. It looks like an Alec Markovsky left foot special here.
Markovsky floated high, wide, and into the famous pines to the north end of Royal Oak High School Stadium Field.
Popular tree.
That's just where Chewy Makuka put it, I believe.
Indeed.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of squad turnover, Rob, very, very briefly, there was a lot of turnover for Oakland County last year. The famous Stony Creek trio of Mike Melarani and Kevin Booker and the great Bobby Harris left the club and left us very few real long-tenured senior players in the squad to begin the year. And next year there'll be even less with some of these wise old heads leaving us.
Yes, it will be a big offseason ahead for County and company. General Manager Vinny Vasilevsky and head coach Steve Walker will have a job to do to not only get these emerging young players to return, but also get in some, upperclassmen and some senior players too, because the likes of Rocco Gladi, who's on a marauding run down this side. Is that ruled a foul or out of bounds there?
Hopefully out of bounds.
So the remaining senior players that are in the squad now are moving on, and then you got to bring the emerging youngsters in a new set of experienced players, because if you look at the top end of the division, the Bucks and Midwests and the Kalamazoos, there's some experience in those lineups that we just aren't matching or won't match once the experienced players in this lineup move along. We'll see what happens here. But we have More than a half to play here as Kalamazoo breaking into the box onto his left foot passes, and Bellag there at the right place at the right time. Way to track that run from Phillip. Looked like Mercer was going to dance in all on his own, but he lays it off, and County defense able to cut that out, thankfully, preventing a third and what you'd think would be a disastrous goal.
Arguably should have, Rob. There's nothing wrong with a little bit of selfishness once in a while at that forward position.
Because you think that he could have he had a couple opportunities to snap off a quick shot. I mean, he was one-on-one in the boxes. Pulishai hits it to Markovsky, left-footed strike. And that one is curled wide by the left boot of Alec Markovsky. He's got, 2 goals on the season? Would have loved a third.
A couple of chances now for young Alec from Western Michigan University. Probably the most luscious hair on the squad this year in 2024. I don't think that would be difficult to argue against. Had a few chances today, Alec. He'll be looking to put one of these away soon.
Here's Barnes on the right-hand side. He splits 2 County defenders into the box. This is an open shot, and just wide. And it's a corner here. I'm not sure if they're saying that was a deflection or a save, but that was a very big chance for Kalamazoo, producing chance after chance. This front 3 or 4 for Kalamazoo, bundles of creativity and athleticism, and they were giving this County back line all that they can under immense pressure. As number 8, the goal scorer of the first one, the opening goal scorer, Owen Smith, here to take this corner. As we get close to the 4-minute mark, it's taken with a left foot, an open header, my goodness. The man with the only yellow card in the game, number 29, Evan Voigt, was steamrolling into the box, got his head on it, but put it just off the mark. If you'd show me a replay of that with a freeze frame just before contact, I would have counted that a goal 90% of the time.
One of those headers that Johnny Ohani probably would have buried in his sleep, wouldn't you say, Rob?
Legendary Johnny Ohani buried that for sure. You could just see his head just rocketing towards that one. Surprised that didn't make it 3. Smith rounds Yamazaki, passes it to the left. Ball rolls away from Martinez, but there's Gaffar. Gaffar taking on Christian Wilson. Wilson able to win that duel. Still with Kalamazoo, though. Need a little bit of rotation here as some space wide on this near side.
Justin Castle seems to have drifted out to that left-sided wing spot now, and Mr. Markovsky's moved into sort of a number 10 role just behind the striker.
We did mention attacking fluidity. Pulishai playing the 9, maybe switching back and forth 9 and 10 responsibilities with Markovsky, as Markovsky's leading the line now. There's Castle.
Lovely switch by Makuka.
Pulishai. Zinho back to Yamazaki, plays it to Castle. Castle leading the creativity now. Makuka has it deflected up into his face. I think they're going to call it a high boot against Makuka, or maybe a handball, as he had to raise his boot really high to meet that, and it deflected back into his face. As we cross the 40-minute mark, score reads 2-0 to the visitors. Kalamazoo Football Club looking to leapfrog AFC Ann Arbor for the 3rd spot in the Great Lakes Division here in the USL League 2.
Rob, as a part-time guest of in this esteemed booth, in this esteemed place of Purple Worship, I would love the opportunity to thank some of our sponsors later on in the game, if time permits. Here's
Phillip, Donovan Phillip, the leading goal scorer. He scored once already today. He's got Gaffar gets in the box, goes baseline, tries to keep it in, but he doesn't. The flag comes up, and now is our opportunity to talk about Sweet Green.
Sweet Green. Our core values guide our actions, and we aim to empower our customers, team members, and partners to be a positive force on the food system. That's why Sweet Green are building a transparent supply network, why they cook from scratch, and why they're building a community of people who believe in the power of real food. For more information on locations nearest to you, visit sweetgreen.com, sweetgreen.com.
And here comes County. That one is in the path of Pulashai. What can he do? He's getting on his right foot. Passes it to Markovsky. Left-footed blast from the Western Michigan Bronco. Forces probably the biggest save of the match from Simonassi.
That's his closest one yet, I believe, Rob. I mean, that's probably 3 or 4 half-decent chances now, and he's looking dangerous.
Who would you aim for if you were Justin Castle? Who would you be aiming for with this corner? Yamazaki's looking for a close ball, maybe just to draw out a little bit of defense. Maybe Christian Wilson on the far post, and he's boxed out there and wins a second corner. Wilson maybe not right in the spot to get in on the end of that.
It was an unusual spot. He was sort of too far out to really be that physical presence for that corner. To answer your question, I was always more of a pick your spot rather than your player type corner strategist.
This is short for Zinho on the top of the box. Plays it back. Left-footed cross.
Oh, that was nice. That was really nice.
Yamazaki, the only one on the back stick, but he was boxed out by 2 big Kalamazoo defenders on that one. (2-0) to the visiting Kalamazoo FC as we creep closer and closer to the halftime break. Yamazaki pressing and winning the ball back. We have a smoke runner. Was that young Jordan down there?
No, it's not young Jordan. It's young Amani.
Amani running the purple smoke, trying to encourage and coax a goal out of the hometown team. They're on the front foot here, trying to get one back before the halftime break. Here's Makuka. Tries to go inside his fullback defender. I think that was Donovan Phillip all the way. Oh, no, it wasn't. It was the fullback winning that duel with Makuka to the chagrin of the Elmwood Elite.
I believe that was number 16, Xander Crooks.
Well defended by Crooks. First time mentioning him. He has played quite a bit for Kalamazoo this year.
Could have.
Captain Rocco Galati showing a little bit of poise and heading it back to young goalkeeper Quinton Ubaidi, the Vardar product. I wonder if he would have thought he'd get these kind of minutes when this season started. Young player. Quite a few of these players for County still on the high school age range.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't expect a high schooler to necessarily come in and have a massive role at this level, Rob. But
there's a few of them.
Yeah,
and this
definitely.
is Chewy Makuka trying to run in on the end of this long ball. He does. He's got Markovsky and Plushai, but he passes to Rocco Galati, who's bumped off the ball. Referee gives him the Dikembe Mutombo finger wag.
No.
Here's Evan Combs looking for Christian Wilson. Can Wilson catch up to it? And he gets there, but the ball just creeps ever so slowly over the end line. A nice creative thought, but narrow dimensions here, not allowing for that kind of play. Between watching the Copa America and all of these Summer League games, I'm pining to see a match on an actual full-width field.
Wouldn't that be a treat? Not going to get that anywhere in Metro Detroit, unfortunately, because as much as we love the occasional trip down to Keyworth Stadium to see DCFC, their pitch is a little tiny as well. Small but perfectly formed, of course, but not what we would consider full-sized as such.
I believe in the division, 2 fields, Kalamazoo, Midwest United. What did Macomb? Was Macomb on a field similar as this?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So,
size-wise, yeah, size-wise.
So Midwest United and Kalamazoo playing on American football marked fields. 2 out of 8 in this division.
I believe that's referred to as a pitch in some areas of the world, Rob.
Some areas. As we have a little bit of a delay here, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Green? Don't know that jersey. And cool green jersey in the stands in front of us. Trying to identify that. Not quite sure what that one is.
It's a USL2 jersey, and it's sort of a green and whitey, squiggly, smushy type design on it. It's very nice. It's very interesting. I'd love to find out what that jersey is.
Not in our division, from what I could tell.
99.9% sure that is the venerable August Hunter as well, over in the crowd with his extremely long dreadlocks.
Always good to see August.
It is.
Scored one of County supporters' favorite goals. Back in, I think, 2021, went 1-0 up against the Bucks, and August Hunter jumped into the crowd. Big favorite is that's super dangerous. That slapped off the palms of Ubaidi, and Captain Rocco Galati able to head that out of the danger zone. We are now into first half stoppage time at Royal Oak High School Stadium. Be a couple moments here as we had one or two pauses, I should say, for injury, and then the hydration break. So it'll be at least 2 minutes here. County have to do some defending here. Here's the Kalamazoo corner. They've been pretty dangerous so far, and that one not dangerous at all. Is Quentin Ubaidi able to catch that? And our center referee blows for halftime here. Our halftime score in the curtain dropper for the USL League 2 season here in the Great Lakes Division. The very last game on the regular season schedule. Halftime break. It reads 2-0 in favor of Kalamazoo FC over Oakland County FC. We're going to catch our break, wipe our brow, and be back here for the conclusion of the 2024 USL League 2 season.
At OMPT Specialists, we treat our patients like their family. Our one-on-one treatment approach and philosophy really allows us to get to know our patients on a personal level. We understand what is impacting them the most and what we need to work on, and we're able to target those things very fast and get them back to function as quick as possible.
Everyone knows about the big bucket list. Trips to Europe, climbing a mountain, skydiving at 40,000 feet. But what's on your monthly bucket list? You know, the one we'd like to check off now? At Diversified Members Credit Union, we're not for profit, so we can offer some of the lowest rates around, just in time to set sail. DMCU, here to help because that's what neighbors do.
In addition to our manual skills, we also have state-of-the-art equipment here at OMPT Specialists. For example, we have hydrotherapy, which is a treadmill underwater that allows the patients to unload their joints and walk pain-free.
You've got goals and you're giving it your all every day. Isn't it time someone gave you something back? At Diversified Members Credit Union, we couldn't agree more. That's why we created Give Back Checking. Just do what you normally do and get cash back. Every month, all year. DMCU. Here to help because that's what neighbors do.
At OMPT Specialists, we treat our patients like their family. Our one-on-one treatment approach and philosophy really allows us to get to know our patients on a personal level. We understand what is impacting them the most and what we need to work on, and we're able to target those things very fast and get them back to function as quick as possible.
Everyone knows about the big bucket list. Trips to Europe, climbing a mountain, skydiving at 40,000 feet. But what's on your monthly bucket list? You know, the one we'd like to check off now? At Diversified Members Credit Union, we're not for profit, so we can offer some of the lowest rates around, just in time to set sail. DMCU, here to help because that's what neighbors do.
In addition to our manual skills, we also have state-of-the-art equipment here at OMPT Specialists. For example, we have hydrotherapy, which is a treadmill underwater that allows the patients to unload their joints and walk pain-free.
You've got goals and you're giving it your all every day. Isn't it time someone gave you something back? At Diversified Members Credit Union, we couldn't agree more. That's why we created Give Back Checking. Just do what you normally do and get cash back. Every month, all year. DMCU. Here to help because that's what neighbors do.
At OMPT Specialists, we treat our patients like their family. Our one-on-one treatment approach and philosophy really allows us to get to know our patients on a personal level. We understand what is impacting them the most and what we need to work on, and we're able to target those things very fast and get them back to function as quick as possible.
Everyone knows about the big bucket list. Trips to Europe, climbing a mountain, skydiving at 40,000 feet. But what's on your monthly bucket list? You know, the one we'd like to check off now? At Diversified Members Credit Union, we're not for profit, so we can offer some of the lowest rates around, just in time to set sail. DMCU, here to help because that's what neighbors do.
addition to our manual skills, we also have state-of-the-art equipment here at OMPT Specialists. For example, we have hydrotherapy, which is a treadmill underwater that allows the patients to unload their joints and walk pain-free.
You've got goals and you're giving it your all every day. Isn't it time someone gave you something back? At Diversified Members Credit Union, we couldn't agree more. That's why we created Give Back Checking. Just do what you normally do and get cash back. Every month, all year. DMCU, here to help because that's what neighbors do.
At OMPT Specialists, we treat our patients like their family. Our one-on-one treatment approach and philosophy really allows us to get to know our patients on a personal level. We understand what is impacting them the most and what we need to work on, and we're able to target those things very fast and get them back to function as quick as possible.
Everyone knows about the big bucket list. Trips to Europe, climbing a mountain, skydiving at 40,000 feet. But what's on your monthly bucket list? You know, the one we'd like to check off now? At Diversified Members Credit Union, we're not for profit, so we can offer some of the lowest rates around, just in time to set sail. DMCU, here to help because that's what neighbors do.
In addition to our manual skills, we also have state-of-the-art equipment here at OMPT Specialists. For example, we have hydrotherapy, which is a treadmill underwater that allows the patients to unload their joints and walk pain-free.
You've got goals and you're giving it your all every day. Isn't it time someone gave you something back? At Diversified Members Credit Union, we couldn't agree more. That's why we created Give Back Checking. Just do what you normally do and get cash back. Every month, all year. DMCU, here to help because that's what neighbors do.
At OMPT Specialists, we treat our patients like their family. Our one-on-one treatment approach and philosophy really allows us to get to know our patients on a personal level. We understand what is impacting them the most and what we need to work on, and we're able to target those things very fast and get them back to function as quick as possible.
Everyone knows about the big bucket list. Trips to Europe, climbing a mountain, skydiving at 40,000 feet. But what's on your monthly bucket list? You know, the one we'd like to check off now? At Diversified Members Credit Union, we're not for profit, so we can offer some of the lowest rates around, just in time to set sail. DMCU, here to help because that's what neighbors do.
In addition to our manual skills, we also have state-of-the-art equipment here at OMPT Specialists. For example, we have hydrotherapy, which is a treadmill underwater that allows the patients to unload their joints and walk pain-free.
You've got goals and you're giving it your all every day. Isn't it time someone gave you something back? At Diversified Members Credit Union, we couldn't agree more. That's why we created Give Back Checking. Just do what you normally do and get cash back. Every month, all year. DMCU, here to help because that's what neighbors do.
At OMPT
And we are back ahead of the second half of the Oakland County FC season finale here in Royal Oak, Michigan. My name's Robert Kerr here on the We Are Soccer YouTube channel. The score reads 2-0 in favor of visiting Kalamazoo FC. A 5th-minute goal from Owen Smith and a 23rd-minute goal from Donovan Phillip, the leading scorer for the visitors. Makes it 2-0. Oakland County up for a big challenge as Kalamazoo's front four really providing a goal-scoring threat every time they're in the attacking third of the field. Oakland County with a fair few chances of their own. They drew a handful of saves from Kalamazoo goalkeeper Ramon Ferrari Simonassi. Shots from that first half in favor of Kalamazoo, 5-4, 3-1 Kalamazoo in saves, and in corners, 3 for the home team, Oakland County, and 2 for the visitors. The halftime band rocked out here during halftime. Some great blues amongst all the game day attractions here at Oakland County home games. There's face painters, balloon animals, bounce houses, and a little soccer mini field. Billy Keys. Billy Keys absolutely shredding it pregame and then again at halftime, entertaining the halftime crowd. There was a great game, a halftime shot where the kids got to line up and try to get in a target presented by Diversified Members Credit Union. Thank you to title sponsor DMCU. So Oakland County FC Match Day is the best live entertainment in Oakland County. Oakland County in black and purple going from left to right on your screens, and the visiting Kalamazoo FC in the light blue tops and the black shorts, going from right to left here in the second half. Trying to see if there's been any substitutions here. The final 45 minutes of the season ahead. As forward Alec Markowski fakes out the start, and the second half is underway. 45 minutes to go in the 2024 season. I don't see any halftime substitutions as of yet. So from left to right, Oakland County. From right to left on your screens, Kalamazoo FC. Here's young Christian Wilson battling here on this near side, trying to get that ball back as Billy Keys continues to provide the soundtrack here at Royal Oak High School Stadium. Great halftime entertainment amongst the many reasons for you to check out Oakland County FC match days. My broadcast partner, Luke Zagorski, joining me in the booth. What do you want to see from County here in the second half?
Goals. Next question, Rob.
Basically, it could be any result, just goals for County, right? Right-footed strike
Essentially.
has Quinton Ubaidi diving to his left. A right-footed strike from Pepe Martinez forced the save, and showing some intent to add to their tally are Kalamazoo here in the early goings of the second half. They'll be relentless.
There may be some movement on the Kalamazoo bench, by the way, Rob. Just throwing that out there for you.
Yeah, Oakland County legend amongst the two on the visiting bench. See if he gets in there. His family and some friends are here in attendance this afternoon. So I got an early birthday present. My wife bought me an Oakland County kit from the merch tent.
No kidding. That's beautiful.
Left-footed corner taken in here, headed away by Combs. And County have to take care of business. Christian Wilson does. And we hope to see more from the number 11 for County, Justin Castle. He plays for Jaguars MLS Next Pro and decided to come shift his attention to playing for County this year. And he's gotten some attention from some foreign academies from what I'm hearing, and we saw a touch from him off a long ball where he just one-touched it over a player to exactly where he wanted it to go. And that wowed the crowd, and that was probably the touch of the game, at least from County, coming from the number 11. We saw some really nice turns and some really nice first touches. Under 45 minutes to go in this 2024 season. You said you wanted to see goals here, Luke. Who do you think it would mean the most to get a tally here this afternoon?
Okay, I'm going to go with heart over head. I would love to cap this season off with some kind of Kai Yamazaki goal. I think he's been fantastic for the club over the last 2 years, but he's not exactly what you'd call an attacking maven.
And here come Kalamazoo off the turnover. Donovan Phillips just tried it from about 25 yards out, tried to rocket it home, but it goes well wide. So you're seeing not Chui Makuka, his teammate, number 6, Kai Yamazaki. You want to see him score. If he stays in the rest of this game, he will have played every minute of the 2024 USL2 League season, and I don't think he's actually taken a shot, so seeing a goal from him might be unusual.
I remember one really subpar shot early in the season that went almost to the moon.
Here comes Kalamazoo into the box again, and that's on the far side, stays in. Number 10's on the top of the box. And they go wide. Blocked. And eventually cleared out by Castle. That was dangerous on the far side. That was Barnes, I believe, on the top. Here comes more Kalamazoo pressure. And that one is offside. That will relieve some of that. That Gafar ruled offside by the linesman on the far side. That's welcome news for County as they try to play down this right-hand side. That's cut out. Alec Markowski given battle, but not successfully. Here's Phillip again. That might have been offside, but no flag.
attracting a lot of attention to the big number 9, Donovan Phillip, and for every reason under the sun. Very, very good player.
Kalamazoo penetrating the county box, and he tried to dribble 3 players, but rolls away from him, overplayed it perhaps into the arms of Quinton Ubaidi.
Not entirely sure the logic behind this, but Kalamazoo have definitely come out more direct and aggressive through the middle this second half. They're just kind of going at it themselves now, rather than build up play like they were trying to focus on in the first half. They've just kind of gone for it this opening 5 minutes. It's fun to watch, but notable.
Xander Crooks for Kalamazoo was going to throw it in on this near side. He's got the likes of Donovan Phillip to go for his Smith, or Martinez rather. Here's Barnes. Plays it to teammate. Bounces off the hip of number 18, Mercer. They were getting a little too over fancy there, trying to set up the perfect play, and they overcooked it. Came off the hip. Restart for Oakland County.
Oof.
Having to play confidently there under some pressure. And the ball eventually makes its way out to to Rocco Galati over there. Can County get away from some pressure here? This ball's got to be right to do so, and it is just inch perfect. Zinio able to get onto that, play it back to Christian Wilson, who finds Pelushai. Zinio chips it up for Chewy Makuka, who gets a shove, and then it's poked away by the big number 4, Ramos.
I believe that's a corner, Rob.
Here comes the corner chant from the Elmwood Elite. First of the second half for the men in purple.
If there are any OCFC regular viewers who don't know the corner chant story, we'd love to fill you in on that later on.
Final half of the 2024 season. Corner for County, left footer. Floated in there, back post. Christian Wilson got his head on it, but couldn't get a goal. Couldn't get it goalwards there, and his teammate helps him up. But that was probably the player that they'd want to find in the box, but difficult to get that on goal with the front of your head.
First touch for OCFC was actually a goal from a header from a corner for young Christian Wilson a couple of games ago. It was a nice, pleasant surprise.
Yeah, quite a moment for the young Pontiac native. Gets subbed in late and heads in a goal with his very first touch wearing the purple of County. Here comes Kalamazoo, right-footed strike, and that's not the best contact from Gafar, and Ubaidi able to pick that up, and he rolls it out quickly to Wilson, who sends it long, looking for Markovsky to chase, and Ramos able to take care of business pretty calmly. Oof. And that's calmly done. That could have been dangerous from a Kalamazoo perspective, but they get themselves out of pressure using the ball. Poked away for a moment by Yamazaki. Justin Castle defending on the far side. Poking it away from Martinez. And Rocco cut out that throw in, but it's with Kalamazoo still. Faked on the far side. Combs to defend. Trying to keep Mercer out. Oof. Does enough, though, for the moment. That's Kalamazoo throwing there, right down there by that far corner flag. No one in a hurry. It is upper 80s here, probably above 90 on turf level. It's towards Donovan Phillip. Headed away. No Tool. Heads it wide, and that somehow stays in. Right-footed cross headed away by Belag, and that finds the bottom corner. I think the goalkeeper must have been screened there.
No other explanation, Rob.
As a worm burner finds its way inside the right-hand post.
The Portuguese midfielder Ramos, believe that might be the first goal of his Kalamazoo career. If I see that correctly.
I'm not sure about that one. I think it was the number 10, to be honest. I think that was Pepe Martinez.
I think the goalkeeper either way was shielded from the shot. I believe I was shielded from the from the squad number through the window here. My apologies to America.
It was either the number 8 or the number 10. It was either Smith or Martinez on that one. So it's 3-0 for the visitors here on the final match day of the 2024 season in the USL2 Great Lakes Division. Kalamazoo on their way to a third-place finish, the highest non-playoff finish for the side. And for those saying that Kalamazoo were only good because of their home field advantage, I would show them the tape. They're pretty good, especially going forward. As Wilson has got the ball poked away from him. Zinho steps up, gets it to Castle.
Looks like we might be seeing a Oakland County change for the first time of the game, Rob.
Looks like Rocco Galati, the captain, and perhaps his final appearance for County. Rips off the captain's armband, as it looks like young Ryan Moody, the Sterling Heights native, University of Detroit Mercy sophomore,
16, Ryan Moody
checking in.
for Rocco Galati.
Rocco did not look happy. I mean, I'm not sure if any player should ever be happy about being subbed, but Rocco looked pretty beat up about having to come off. We'll have to find out more about that a little bit later on.
Final match of the season, down 3-0. I don't know how much more context is needed, why you'd be disappointed on that, as Scott Bellag gets in the middle of that, and Evan Combs tries to dribble out of trouble.
Oof.
Dribbles out of one, dribbles into some more trouble. And here's a left-footed strike. What a diving save by Ubaidi. The save of the game from the young goalkeeper. Diving to his left did really well. That was a very dangerous moment from Kalamazoo.
Lovely save by Quentin, yeah. Nicknamed, by the way, Q amongst the other squad members. Really, really, really popular member of the practice squad. Shows up to every practice. Loves to get involved. Loves to help his teammates out, warming up, warming down, fielding shots, free kicks. Just loves to be a worker bee in the training camp environment. Much appreciated member of the squad, and could be seeing big things from him in the future.
Here's Justin Castle on his right foot. And he strikes it and had the right accuracy, looking for that bottom corner of Simon Ossie up for the test there. And that's kind of been the bright spot of the game, seeing these touches from the number 11 in purple, Castle. He's been pretty exciting on the ball, and see into what kind of player he grows into. Here's Combs, goes around one Kalamazoo player, goes around a second, plays it wide to Wilson. Now here's Makuka, who's dispossessed.
Oof.
That's a really nice tackle from Xander Crooks. It looked like a hopeful moment for County, and that one splits the legs of Castle and goes out wide. And they've got a nicely weighted ball looking for the run of Asher Barnes. But Combs does well again amongst those young bright spots for County this season.
Could just be my imagination, Rob. I think there might be some tired legs building up the old lactic acid in the middle. There are some gaps opening up across the OCFC midfield once in a while here and there, and typically that's going to happen around about that sort of hour mark on a hot day like this, where guys just cannot run around everywhere like they could in the first half.
Definitely not the same pace as we saw in the opening 10 minutes or so, where it was end to end and everyone was all excited to get underway. And yeah, it's slowing down in this heat as Kalamazoo are dribbling into the box. And there's a save from Ubaidi.
Sheer curiosity, Rob, are we doing updates for our esteemed viewership on the Old England-Spain game or not?
I feel like if anyone is paying attention to that at all, they're paying attention to that game. 1-1 for those who aren't. Looked like Cole Palmer just did a thing to tie that game up, but got about half an hour left of county football. It'll be Midwest United and the Flint City Bucks in the playoffs from the Great Lakes Division. The Bucks and Midwest United kind of ran away with the division as Ubaidi able to catch another shot. The shot's starting to add up here for the visitors.
Really happy for the Midwest United organization. They got some really, really nice people over there. The other team you mentioned, I'm not quite as familiar with.
Yamazaki gets out a little bit of trouble there. Oh, nice turn to split a couple from Chewy. Wow, what another tackle there by the number 12. Gafar did really well. That's a hopeful ball looking for Markovsky. He was about a step behind there.
Oh, that went out. My goodness.
Throwing for County. It is a narrow field, so things do slip out wide. Here's Castle. Another nice turn. Made his defender slip. Pokes it through to Makuka. And that'll float over halfway. Bounce a couple times. Evan Combs. Going to take care of it. Macomb native. Entering his freshman year at Oakland next year. Oakland University secretly a very stacked team. There's Donovan Mitchell, who's lit up this game, also an Oakland University player. That's looking for Makuka, left-footed strike. And he made some pretty good contact on it, but unfortunately for County fans, right by the goalkeeper, Ramon Ferrari Simonassi, able to just get down and bring it into his torso. But beautiful pass, and unfortunately just too close to the goalkeeper on that occasion. Would have been a beautiful highlight reel goal there on his probably final match for County.
If you'd have put it anywhere else.
Yeah, he puts it to the side at all. You think that's in. The Zambia native. He's going to get a flag from the supporters at the end of this match, and you know he'd love to celebrate a goal in front of them too before he's done here. Wonderful
young man, full of smiles, full of love for the footballing community in general. Good Christian man. Heck of a nice fella. I'm going to miss him. I'm going to miss all these guys when they eventually leave us. It's never very nice. You know, we had it last year with Big Mike and, you know, Bobby and Booker and, you know, these guys come and go. I mean, that's the poison chalice of being involved so heavily with a team at this level is that, you know, you build real bonds, real relationships with these guys because they're in the team for, you know, 2, 3, 4 seasons. And then when they leave, it stings. I mean, it really stings. But the beauty of it is that every year we get to meet fresh new faces and hear brand new names from whatever corner of Southeast Michigan that or further afield that they come in from, and you know the cycle starts all over again. Definitely pros and cons from year to year when it's you know being a fan of a team at this level.
Some activity on the bench for County. So there's at least one player warming up over there. Kalamazoo into the box again, and that's a sliding tackle from Combs. Able to put that out for a visitor corner. Score reading 3-0 here, about 25 minutes and some change remaining here at Royal Oak High School Stadium. And a correction from the first half, I thought Stevanovic was an option, but he got injured in that Bucks game, so he's out, but he's in attendance here. Left-footed corner, taken floating, back post, but too far for everyone, and that goes out of bounds for a goal kick. He was just starting to break out. I guess took a knock against the Bucks last weekend in that 1-1 draw. Surprising to see the Bucks finally being defeated and it being to the hands of Union Macomb, of all teams. Family of County supporters there. all rocking. Number 23.
Beating the traffic.
Beating the traffic.
Probably heading out to Gus's to get an early spot.
Yeah, we should remind folks that Gus's Snug in downtown Clawson is the official after bar for county supporters. They've been a great home after each home game so far this season. They reserve some nice big, nice solid wooden tables in the middle of the bar for us, and we've been able to celebrate and commiserate over there throughout the season. Great new addition to the county match day, which you really can stretch throughout the day. Start out Zioli's coming to the game and end up at Gus's Slug.
Mm-hmm.
Got 5 minutes or so to the Zioli's Pizza Minute.
Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. I hope I win.
I know a young superfan, Lila, is really trying to get one of those free pizzas from Zioli's that they give out around the 70th minute here. Amongst the perks and exciting moments of a county match day is Kalamazoo take this free kick floating into the box, but Quentin Ubaidi, a.k.a. Q, lets that go.
Soccer fans, players will be signing autographs on the field immediately following the game. And
Playing in their own box, that's dangerous. You really don't want Phillip getting on the end of a loose back pass there. Chewy does well to get his body in the way and shield that ball and maybe start a free kick or a counterattack here. Chewy Makuka down the right-hand side, one-on-one defense. He's on the side of the box trying to get to the baseline. Right-footed cross, floated, and you'd hope there'd be a runner on the back post for that one. Chewy slowed up enough to give time for a runner into the box.
Number 21, Big Mike Millerani checks in for Kalamazoo.
And I'm still good. Okay. Kalamazoo with the ball. Got about 23 minutes remaining. Here comes Kalamazoo down the left-hand side. I was just asking you to do him, that was all.
Yeah, I was trying to.
Am I still good?
Yeah, I couldn't figure out which one was which because I thought it was this one, but it was coming through still.
Palushai gets on the end of it into the Kalamazoo box. Here's Markovsky, and he sends one over the screen. Almost hits a spectator in the concession line. Unfortunate, nice little play to bring that down by Palushai. And
Sorry, Rob. I overheard somebody booing.
here comes Palushai, right-footed strike. That was the biggest gift of the day from Kalamazoo. Palushai unable to beat the goalkeeper. It's rolled right to him. Big opportunity there. You want at least one goal for these hometown supporters to cheer for here on this final day of the season. It looked like they're pushing, pressing, trying to get that goal as Combs snuffs out that pass. And
Loose ball
here's
pickup.
Castle. Yeah. And here's Christian Wilson. Yamazaki. Castle. Smarley plays it to Moody. Zinho. Moody looking for Palushai. That's out of bounds. It bounces over the barrier. They're going to have to find a new ball unless that fan on the other side is able to dig it out. Here's a new ball thrown in. Here's Yamazaki. He's got some space. He could have a shot. Nope. He goes to Makuka. Makuka shoots right into the chest of Ramos. Asher Barnes sends that into the field behind us. And here's Wilson. Plays it back. Definitely want a consolation goal. Give the fans something to get out of their chairs for. Here's Castle. He might be able to do it. He goes around one. Gets the return pass.
my
He's in the
goodness.
box. Around a defender. Onto his right foot. Here's Zinho. Goal! Zinho Ogaro hits the back of the net. And there's something to cheer for the county supporters here on the final match of the 2024 season. And there's the purple smoke, and the celebration is on here in Royal Oak. Chewy Makuka in the 71st minute gets County on the board. It's 4th of the season.
Lovely strike.
The Zambia native, Tiffin University graduate, gets his 4th of the season for Oakland County.
County goal scored by 13.
Oh, excuse me. I got myself all in a twist. Zinho Ogaro.
He's an Islander, Rob.
Yes. The Antigua native. How could I get that wrong? Getting his first for County. Zinho Ogaro getting that consolation goal, or maybe the first of a big comeback. But here is one for Kalamazoo. Donovan Phillip had a chance in the box there, but that was a great save by Quentin Obady. So for complete transparency, the goal for County scored by number 13, Zinho Ogaro, his first in County Purple. Good reward for him. He's played every game of the season so far. Played a lot of minutes for Steve Walker, and it's good to see him get a little bit of a reward. Bad turnover here. Here's Kalamazoo.
Yeah.
And that had everybody looking.
The first poor moment from Quentin today. He just rolled the ball right out to one of the Kalamazoo forwards. I mean, a very uncharacteristic error there. He won't be doing that again anytime soon.
We can't hear ya. Who wants a pizza, soccer fans?
And here's the Zioli's Pizza Minute, where fans have a chance to catch a pizza box with coupons for free pizza in it. Fans have a chance every game to get that pizza. Oh, it doesn't look like Lila. She'll be disappointed.
Poor Lila.
That's, last chance of the season, the final Zioli's Pizza Minute of the season. As we had Alec Markovsky pitch coming in, number 12, Aiden Kim, us via the Michigan Stars Academy. He's only played once. He's had one appearance for 7 minutes. That must have been this week, getting in at the end of a game. So Aiden Kim, one of the future hopefuls for County, with about 17 minutes to go in the season. Tell her to meet you. County, 15 minutes and some change of the 2024 season. Kalamazoo looking for more down this right-hand side. That diagonal ball was looking for the run of Grayson Mercer. And that one's out of bounds. It's going to be a Kalamazoo throw. Digging down that right-hand side. Here's some more. Danger County have to defend. That's floating into the box. They take it away from each other, but still with Kalamazoo. That one's deflected. And it bounces high and wide into the berm behind the County goal.
I just wanted to tell you Imani's birthday is in 4 days.
Oh, I'm hearing superfan Amani with a birthday. July 18th, it must be. All the best people born in July, I hear. Here's Kalamazoo in the County box. They had some room blocked away, some desperate defending from the home team there hanging on, trying to keep this a 2-goal game, 3-1 with 15 minutes to play here in the curtain closer at Royal Oak High School Stadium. My name's Robert Kerr here on the call on We Are Soccer. That one hits young Justin Castle, and it's going the other way. A lot of tired legs here on this hot afternoon, hot summer's day in Southeast Michigan. Here's Phillip, the leading scorer, looking for that return ball, doesn't get it. Here's O'Toole, trying to feed Phillip again. Here's Chewy Makuka. Managed to dig that ball out. Here's Belag, does well. On this right-hand side, here comes County. Pelushai has it knocked away from him. That was Aiden Kim, the number 12, giving chase for County on this right-hand side. And since it is so warm, there is another enforced hydration break. Looking to the game over in Berlin. Looks like Spain's 2-1 up.
Folks, don't forget, head on over to Gus's Snug after the match where a portion of the proceeds will go right back to the club. Gus's Snug is conveniently located at 38 South Main Street.
If this score holds as is, it'll be Flint in first, Midwest United in second, Kalamazoo leapfrogging AFC Ann Arbor into the third spot, Ann Arbor in fourth. County, either way, are locked in fifth, followed by Lansing, Union Macomb, and Michiana FC, who end up the season with only 2 points, winless, and just 2 draws. So not the season they would have been looking for from Michiana at the bottom of the table. Flint City Bucks making it almost the whole season undefeated, dropping just the 1 decision in the last game against Union Macomb. Thank you so much for tuning in here on We Are Soccer YouTube channel. It is Sunday, so you know the We Are Soccer Sunday review show is on the channel tonight at 9. I'm sure Craig Hearn and the gang will have plenty to talk about with the Euro finals happening as we speak. This local action, Detroit City FC Midwest Premier League. And then while they're on the air, it'll be the Copa America final between Argentina and Colombia. It's hard to pick a winner in that one. You think Argentina, purely for the reasons of Lionel Messi and being the reigning world champions, will be favored, but hard to rule out Colombia as they are on about a 28-game unbeaten streak and have been the class of the Copa America. The summer of soccer has been intense. This is the second of 3 games in 5 days here this weekend, as we've got Cedars FC versus Thundercats on Tuesday on the channel. But you're tuned in now. We have 12 minutes to go in the Oakland County Football Club's 2024 campaign. Oakland County will restart with a throw-in in the attacking half. Looks like Kalamazoo's getting one of their substitutes ready. Only came with a 2-man bench here this afternoon. Looks like Oakland County legend, number 21, Mike Melarani, has entered the fray. Following that hydration break. Mixed emotions, no doubt, for the Elmwood Elite, seeing him in Kalamazoo colors, but he's been apologetic. Work and school, bringing him out to Kalamazoo. He's got 2 goals on the season. He scored upwards of 16 or so wearing the purple of Oakland County. Definitely made his mark here in this area of the state in the summers. Came just 1 point away from the playoffs last year, 2023. A little bit of a step back for County. this year. Going to end up in 5th spot as the second of the 2 substitutes making their way in. Looks like number 19, Martin O'Toole, the Central Methodist collegiate player from Chicago, coming off. And it can only be Giuseppe Vitali coming in for the visitors. Here's Big Mike Melorani.
Giuseppe Fidali checks in for Kalamazoo.
Here's some space on the left-hand side. Zinio has to defend. Mike Melorani chips it along. And that finds its way to the back of the net for number 4 for County. Number 14, Asher Barnes, has the ball fall to him at the back post, and he punishes County 4-1. Asher Barnes found himself at the right place at the right time. Big Mike chipped that along, and it bounced and bumbled to the back post. And Barnes, the Toronto native, the Niagara University collegiate, didn't need a second invitation and tucked that home. It is 4-1 in favor of Kalamazoo FC. The scoreline eerily similar to the return match earlier in the season, about a month ago, the 7th of June, out at Mayor's Riverfront Park out in Kalamazoo. It was a 4-0 decision in favor of Kalamazoo, and 4-1 now. Has more trouble ahead. Great save by Quentin Ubaidi. He had the visitors' leading scorer bearing down on him one-on-one, and he's able to make a very strong save. Well done by the young goalkeeper. Donovan Phillip had a lot of options, and Q took care of business, and here's Makuka. Finds a teammate, right-footed strike! Simon Ossie had fear in his eyes as that strike came in. I believe that was from Moody. Then it finds its way wide of the goal. It'll be a goal kick. Minute here in Royal Oak. Over in Berlin, it looks like Spain are European champions. 2-1 over England in the final. England still unable to bring it home. Simon Ossie plays it long over the halfway line. Here's Big Mike, sweeps it to the right. Here's Gafar trying to get behind Moody. Tries again. Nice tackle there by the number 16 in purple. And here is Castle. Castle up the left-hand side, trying to get by Ramos. There's 2 purple shirts trying to make their way into the box. Centering attempt is blocked by Ramos. Castle showed some electricity on there on that run. The Kalamazoo's defensive efforts up to the task there. Corner. Castle, the young 11 to take it, right-footed corner. And it looked like it was going to fall for Kai Yamazaki. Here's County right-footed strike. And number 4 in County purple, Carson Balag, the defender, had some space, had a look, but it hit the outside of the frame of the goal. Unfortunately, for the Elmwood Elite, you feel like there would have been some more purple smoke in the air had that found its way to the back of the net, but its score remains 4-1 here in Royal Oak. Final 5 minutes and some change of the career of many of these players here. As Kalamazoo work their way down the right-hand side. This one, for a moment, looked like it would fall into the stride of the 21 in blue, Melarani, but too far ahead of him as something comes off the roof here at the press box.
Time, if you could all give yourselves a round of applause for yet another successful Oakland County Football Club season.
Here comes Palujai, right-footed strike blocked down by the Kalamazoo defense once again. And that's sent all the way back from Mike Melarani. Try to crossfield diagonal, that's cut out by Belag. Nice turn and touch, Akai Yamazaki. Zinho, the goal scorer, plays it. Here's young number 12, Kim, squares the ball. Oh, it found its way to Moody. And what a golden opportunity. What a cross by young Aiden Kim. He played it low and hard. And they went into the path of Ryan Moody, who wasn't able to get the strike. But here's Kalamazoo down the other end. Trying to get around Belag. What a save by Ubaidi. Quinton coming up with another huge save. He had another Kalamazoo attacker bearing down on him. Grayson Mercer got himself all the way into the county box, had a shot, but well stuffed by Q here in the dying moments of the 2024 season. Can Kalamazoo get one more in, allow for one more celebration of the summer, but that won't do it. A hopeful looping ball from Shui Makuka doesn't connect, and Kalamazoo in no rush to get this ball rolling. They do now, and they play it long, but too long for Melarani. Despite the scoreline, just experience that you won't find anywhere else being had by these young players. Ubaidi, Combs, Belag, Kim, Castle. All getting tons of great minutes at very, very high level. Great experience for these young players. This County aren't done yet. They got numbers ahead of the ball. And number 15 there, Lucas Hart just overran that a bit, but stays with County. Zinho, the goal scorer on the day. Here's Shui. Can he get around the defender? He's been well defended on the day so far. He's pushed off the ball there and eventually shepherded for Kalamazoo. Goal kick. Has really well defended there by Asher Barnes. As we have a bit of nonsense on the field. Looks like Grimace is giving a hug to County legend Mike Melarani. Some late game shenanigans here in Royal Oak. I think that's Grimace. A sweaty Grimace has just entered and exited the field. And as quickly as he came, Grimace has left the playing surface. So the grimaces on the face and the grimace running onto the field are gone as we have about 90 seconds in stoppage time remaining in our 2024 season. A lot of folks to thank here as a whole squad of interns made the match day experience happen each and every week this summer. Pulisai was trying to get in behind there for a moment. Nothing doing. It's Kalamazoo pouring into the penalty area. Looking for one more, but it's put wide. Owen Smith, who's opened the scoring today a long time ago, but he put it just wide just now.
We wish you the very best birthday. And we know that deep down in your heart, you love OCFC much more than Kalamazoo. Happy birthday, Jason.
Yeah, Jason, another birthday shout out. All the best folks born in July is my say. Yes, here's Chewy Makuka looking for that late end of season goal. Nothing doing there. And we are into stoppage time of the last game of the season. Here's Grayson Mercer trying to get in behind Zinho. Zinho has played every game of the season, won't give up now. And big shout out again. We've said it already in the broadcast. I'll say it again. Number 6 for County, Kai Yamazaki. He will have played every single moment of the 2024 season. So the Ironman Award, no doubt, goes to number 6, Kai Yamazaki. Every minute of this game, every minute of the season, Kai has played it. We're into injury time here, and that one's going to go back to the Kalamazoo goalkeeper, Simon Assi, as we won't have much more on the clock. And there's a little bit of shenanigans happening here on the far side. Some
dear.
argy-bargy for real.
Oh, somebody just literally threw a punch.
As that looks like it's number 15, Lucas Hart, getting surrounded by a number of Kalamazoo players. Not sure what started all that. I mean, we're almost out of here. The season's almost done. Maybe showing the coach like hockey style. Showing the coach he means business. And are we going to finish with all 22 players on the field after all that? As they sort this out, I want to give a shout out. A lot of people required to make a Oakland County FC match day happen. And we'll start up here in the booth. This stream that you've been watching, got to give a big shout out, Director Abigail Conley. Thank you for your efforts through the season. Up on the camera, Jessica Kolka. Thank you, Jessica. She's been out in the sun on the top of the press box, providing great shots all season long. Joe Chevalier doing his fair share of camera work and making this stream happen. Of course, Miss Gatsky, color man throughout the season. And thank you to guest color man Luke Zagorski. And of course, Theo and Nick. We call the owners Neo now.
Neo and Thick.
Neo and and then
it's like a
also
Swedish DJ duo. That's what they sound like.
And then these county match days just wouldn't be possible without the intern crew.
Amen.
I'm going to credit them. I'm going to get through as many as possible. There's a great crew of interns making this best in-class match day happen. Alex Kretschmer, Andrew Mungens, Blake Delbridge, Bradley Baxter, Brooke Dolkowski, Christina Delgado, Ellie Elward, Emma DeMonico, Juan Edmonds, Maisha Mumtaz, McKenna Haman, Megan Wayne, Morgan West, Sarah Heilman, Trevor Heath, Zach Weimer, and Executive Assistant Vera Saj. Thank you, everybody. It takes a village to make these best-in-class match days happen. Thank you to all involved for making these Oakland County FC match days happen. Another successful 2024 season in the books. We'll see what the future brings here. A challenge, no doubt, ahead for County as the final whistle blows. 4-1 the scoreline between Oakland County FC and Kalamazoo FC. The season that started off as as County Reloaded ends up in County Rebuilding. Some bright stars starting to emerge at the end of the season. Kalamazoo end their season on the road with an 8-3-3 record, ending in third place in the Great Lakes Division. Oakland County FC, led by Steve Walker, his first season ends 5-7 or 4-8-2, I should say. So after a hot, sweaty game that wasn't necessarily the curtain dropper we would have wanted, any final thoughts on the season, Luke, as we wrap things up here for 2024?
No. Most of my thoughts are with next year's club. What we can do over the winter to rebuild, retool, rededicate, reinforce, reapply, and yeah, just a huge thank you to everybody involved. Thank you so much to the fans, especially the Elmwood Elite. Rob, voice of OCFC himself, Mr. Robert Kerr. Happy birthday as well, my brother. One of my best friends in the world, one of the finest gentlemen I know. Thank you so much to Theo and Nick, the ownership, the stewards of the club. Thank you so much to the players and the coaching staff for doing what they do to bring us this entertainment every week throughout the summer. Thank you, and see you next year.
Thank you, Luke, for your final thoughts on the season. Thank you. Thank you to ownership. Thank you to the fans. Thank you to the players for your dedication. Another one in the books. Oakland County FC 2024 is done. Until next time, everybody, please enjoy your soccer.